Woohoo! We're here yet again, ready for the market. What does the market stand to offer us today? What comes today? I believe I added that. Make sure that I have all of our stuff running. Make sure everything's okay, okay for us to up and run. See what the pre-market. Good morning. Good morning, Patrick. Let me get myself over here so I can make sure I see all the comments. Don't want to miss the comments. We are live. We are live. Hello, M. Will. I think it's M. Willie 91. Hey, Sizzling. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Miss Barbara. Hey, girl. How you? Let's see what we have to see. Is there something for us to see? Let me share my screen. All righty. We're up this morning, 1355 in the VIX. I want to go look at what did the market do yesterday because are we on 15-minute chart? Yes, we are. This was yesterday's movement in the market. Right, so we opened up here yesterday at 49.47. We took a little bit of dip. Remember, we came out of it's a lot of stuff happening on this chart. Let me quiet it down a little bit because right now it's noisy. The chart is noisy. Okay, so our first 15-minute candle was back here. That's why we have these dark red lines around it. And we had a bit of a breakout to the downside, and it went down, got into a gap. There's a gap down here underneath 49.26. It dipped into the gap just a little bit, and then it hit some support and came right on back up. Now what I need to do is put a line on the bottom of this because that's support now. Came down, poop, and then bounced up and went on back up, back into the zone where it originally started. We originally started at 49.47 and went down to 49.44. This was 49.57 was the open. And went on down to 49.44, which is like a 13-point drop. Came back into the zone and hung out in there, and it did not get out of that zone. So for my folks who do PDT hacks, the call credit spread yesterday. Nope, I want a paintbrush. Here we go. A call credit spread above here yesterday would have been a successful trade. Now it would have gotten a little nervous over in this area because it would have come up into close to your zone, but most likely you would have gotten above this zone anyway. Hopefully you didn't get something that was at the zone. When you're doing the breakout, you need to get a little bit above the zone, just a little bit. Okay, and then it came on down and it closed at 49.42, just below the zone. That's what yesterday held for us. If you made some money in SPX or XSP yesterday, put a me in the chat, in the comments. Put a me in the comments if you used SPX or XSP to make some money yesterday. Me and this headphone are not in agreement right now. Good morning, Lady T. How we doing? Okay, so that's what SPX did yesterday. I see me, Adrian. Woo woo! Adrian made some monies yesterday on SPX or XSP. I love it. The stock market's biggest headache is easing. Strategists believe stock market investors won't need to be as stressed about moves in the bond market in 2024. U.S. futures slip as earnings flow in. Spotify jumps as a strong guidance outweighs the miss. And Lilly pops. I sure meant to get Eli Lilly yesterday. Shoot, my mind was so focused on something else. I Anyway, there was a person at our church who needed some assistance, and my mind was focused on what I had committed to do in that situation. So that's where all my brain power. After I taught my 2 sessions and had some students who didn't take their test from Friday, I had one student who was like, I came to our regular class time and nobody was here. I was like, that's not the time we meet on Fridays. So he kind of started looking confused. And I said, what time have you been coming on Fridays? And he still was looking confused. I was like, you've been taking a quiz every Friday for 4 weeks. At what time? He's like, I think it's been two. Okay, so then tell me why you were here at 11 on the last Friday when we were taking our test. Why'd you come at 11? And then wonder why nobody was here. Because they're not coming till 2. Anyway, I had to give him his test yesterday and contend with that in the midst of needing to get going to take care of somebody to take care of. So my brain was, I should have wrote me a note about Lilly because I really intended to get in on a Lilly. I really want to get into a Lilly trade. I think it's LLY. Yep, Eli Lilly. Oop, didn't want that. Undo, delete. This is Eli Lilly. Let's see what it did. This is what happened. I believe it's this morning. The earnings for Lilly is this morning. And had a little dip, but then it ran right on back up. This is what's going on with Eli Lilly this morning. So it closed yesterday at 7:06 and it opened today. Well, it's currently at 7:47. So it's about a $40 pop based on earnings. I don't have no clue what their contracts will look like as far as prices, but I didn't get to do any of that research because I was focused on, which I guess that worked. You can't be mad about research about stuff you need to be doing. So if you were going with just this coming Friday, ooh, look at these things. The cost of the calls closer to at the money 900, 600, 500. Definitely would have looked at a spread because spreads is my thing. I would have looked maybe at a call debit spread. I don't know if anybody really too many trade debit spreads. We don't trade them a lot in my community. Usually we're sellers. But a debit spread would have given you, basically here for the 745, 750. Actually, yesterday probably would have been a better price. But um, let's say you paid 155, but it's a 5 spread. So you paid 155 with the opportunity to earn the rest of the $500, which would be about 350. That would be your max profit would be the other part of the $500. If you paid 150, then you have the opportunity to earn or win, whichever, the other 350. That's how debit spreads work. If that's something that's of interest to you, then definitely go over to my website and grab the debit spreads training. But the debit spreads are good if you want to do straight calls and puts, or you want to be a buyer, but you don't want to put out the full capital for an options contract. So you do debit spreads. I would have done credit spreads, which would have netted down here looking pretty nice. 205, $332 would have been netted on a 725, 730. It's currently at 740 right now. Yeah, yeah. Even if you went down to the 700 below current price yesterday, you'd have collected 100 and 227 credit for a 5 spread. That's like half the Montes. That's half the Montes. Okay. That's Eli Lilly. Okay, we'll get it swing back around to some more earnings. Stars are lining for the IPO market. Reddit's trying to go IPO. Gotta be careful with them IPOs. In case you didn't, you just gotta, if you're gonna get it, get the pop, and then you need to plan to get gone, because generally they pop like Robin Hood did, and then the next thing you know, they're way, way, way lower than they IPO'd. Disney's content is too good to be left behind. Okay. Pre-markets here. Stock making the biggest move. Pre-market: Spotify, Eli Lilly, Palantir, UBS, and more. See if Palantir made some moves, because Palantir. Oh, look at there. This was Palantir. Aftermarket yesterday, it closed at 16.74, and it's currently at 20. So it's up about $4. We'll check out debit spreads. Yeah, when you have a clear view of the direction, if you are strongly bullish or strongly bearish, debit spreads can be a place. It could also work, um, for earnings. We haven't really talked about it for earnings in our community. Hi, Miss Barbara. But debit spreads could work for earnings. You just need to be prepared to walk away from the money that you pay. It's like any other options contract. You just need to be prepared to walk away from the money. And remember, on the buyer side, theta is working against you. So you want to watch the time decay, because that's not on your side when you're a buyer. Good morning, Source List. Hey, Adrian, I talked to you already. Tanya, good morning. Janae, good morning. Okay, but Palantir had a nice little jump. I was thinking they would, but see, we got a little bit of they're in the overbought now. Run up into the overbought, which means people who jumped in this morning are going to be taking their profits. So it may be a good move to hop in on a call credit spread on Palantir after this jump, because it will come back down some, because people will take their money. Folks who went from $16 to 20 will take their profits off the table. Oh, good. Well, thank you. Thank you, Palantir, for jumping up. We will take our money now. Yes, we will. So the U.S. pre-market is all green this morning. All greens. Let's see what Europe has. Europe is all green as well. All green. Asia, Asia 60-40. Asia's struggling right now. Their real estate stuff has got them kind of in a pinch. China stocks are surge over 3% amid measures to prop up the markets. Hong Kong shares gain 4%. The Hong Song is the Hong Kong. That's how I remember, because they sound the same. This is the Hong Kong market, and then Shanghai, of course, is where it is. The Shanghai market. Okay. Our meetings today, Wednesday, we've got trade balance is at 8:30. That already passed. I don't think I saw some results. Crude oil inventories is at 10:30. It probably should be an orange folder. FOMC member Kugler and Barkin are going to speak at 11 and 12:30 respectively, orange folders. 1 o'clock 10-year bond auction, orange folder. FOMC member Bowman will speak at 2, and consumer credit month over month will happen at 3. At 3. I wanted to see what was the result of the trade balance. It didn't put anything in actual, even though 8:30 came and went. We're past 8:30. Okay, economic calendar, anything here that we don't already know about? The 3-year note auction is mentioned here, at least two stars. FOMC member Kashkari is speaking. That wasn't mentioned at 1 o'clock. And so is Collins. Those are all coming today as well. Okay, what did we got into some trades yesterday? I think I saw we did some trades yesterday. We've got the VIX again at 1354. Palantir might provide us an opportunity. Let's see what we got on the daily chart for Palantir. The credit spreads challenge is on the way. It is underway. So we had some people who commented that they entered a few trades yesterday. We got to go look at USO, because USO hopped on a bus yesterday and decided it was ready to go. Ready to go right now. Decided it was ready to go. So the people who had put credit spreads are probably going to be able to close their USOs today. After it passes 80%, you're free to close. And some of us, me, who had a put credit spread, a call credit spread, are having to, I had 79 call and it's at 76, sorry, I had a 68 call and it's at 68.50 right now. So it is too proximity to talk about closing. I collected $13, but it's currently worth 24 looks like. So it's still in a good range. It just needs to, go on the other way. You can go another way now. If we were looking at USO though, at the top of this gap is, which is what prompted me for the 69. The top of the gap is about 69 and some change. There's also resistance here, which is 69.35. So that's what led me to go with that. Right, I think this gap has been filled. Yep, it has. No, not quite. Let me see. Rectangle. This gap here, I don't think it's been, not all the way filled. Not all the way. It's still kind of unfinished, which the gap may finish filling, which, that may be what filled with price action, but I go with the box filling. Once the box has filled it, it's filled for me. Some people go with the wick, and whichever way you do is fine. I'm not saying my way is the right way or the best way. I'm just saying that if when the box has filled it, that to me says it's filled. Okay. I was going back to Palantir, see if there were some opportunities there. Oh, got to get Palantir. There we go. Resistance is right here where it almost stopped, but we're in the pre-market. Let's go see what the 15 minutes looks like. 15 minutes, there we go, because see the earnings popped it above that. This was the line I just put on at 17, but now we got another line at 19 and some change. It is now a little bit above that line. Will it hold? We don't really know. There's another resistance at 21. It may go up to there. It may go up to 21. But you're looking back to see what kind of resistances you have. I got 21.19. So if I look at the chart, I might have to look at the trade on when the market opens, because you want to be able to look at your uh, probability out of the money and suchy, but you want the market to be open when it does that, because now that the price is at $20, right? You're gonna want to know call credit spread 73% at the 21, which is near that resistance zone I mentioned to you. So if it's up to 21, change it to vertical. If we did, it's a 0.5 spread, which that would be good. These numbers for how much it's going to generate is going to be changed when the market opens, because we need the movement of the price to get this set. But the 21.5, 50 cent spread, you even could go to 21.5 if you wanted, or go above. I don't think the resistance was there. No, I put it's on the other chart. Okay, resistance at 21.19. Take a look at it. Looking at Wednesday instead of Tuesday for Forex. Who I was? Who I think I was. I think I did look at Wednesday. Thank you. Oop. Tuesday. Thank you for that, Sizzling. We should be looking at Tuesday, which is RCM tip, and then the FOMC member Mester is speaking at 12 o'clock. That's why there was no results. Nothing happened for any results. We're looking at Tuesday. I'm making the week move on. So only two things are going there. So FOMC orange folder, no red folders at this point. So that may be a plus, right? Thank you, Sizzling, for mentioning that. So check Palantir. I wanted to look at Taiwan Semiconductors. See how Taiwan Semiconductors did yesterday. See if there's somebody in our group had a trade. Want to see if there's an opportunity for that. Now let me make this bigger so the people who are looking on their phones can see what's happening. This is what we got going so far. We've got some gaps between here. Right, these are buyer's gaps because the price jumped up, and then there was gaps before here. But if you look at it, Taiwan Semiconductor has been inside of a zone for a minute. Been in a zone. It has been going upwards though. They must have had earnings. Yep, last week they jumped up back here. But so they've been on a kind of once it did earnings, it kind of did a whoop whoop. But if you did a trend line, it actually is still trending upwards. Okay, but there's a humongo gap right here that now the market may try to come back down and fill. Gap territory. Okay, let me make sure that's right because oh come on. There we go. Put it in the right place. That's what's going on there. What do we have for resistance on? I think if I was doing Taiwan Semiconductors, though, I probably would do a put credit spread. I would do a put credit spread and wait and see whether it hits something for a call credit spread. So I see what's this 112.87 is some support, and the bottom of these gaps is going to provide support as well. So you can actually put a line here too, because that showed a place where it stopped and turned around 117.94. So if we were looking at TSM, again, these are things you want to look at when the market is open to make sure that the probability out of the money and all that stuff is in the right place for you, for your trade. Okay, I'm going to look at the trade going up from the put credit spread standpoint. I would look at 117 or 116 in the strike price when we got plus or minus 3 over here. So subtracting 3 puts us at 115, right? 3 point something, 115 or 116, somewhere in there. 114.15 is paying $15, and 115.16 is paying $21. TSM, that's what we talk about there. I again would probably, none of the stuff I talk about is investment advice. Please let me make sure I specify that yet again. Don't really talk, I'm not giving investment advice. I'm just showing you what I see. But I would go probably with a put credit spread first and let it and see what happens up here at the top. Now you're going to get, if this gets to revert, you can also wait. That's another thing. If you see upwards movement, you can also wait to see what does it do at this resistance. And if it hits this resistance and comes back, because it's been in this zone for several weeks, if it hits this and pulls back, then you can do a call credit spread above this pullback place. That's going to give you better premiums. Let's go look on the call credit spread side. But you do want to confirm that it is at least pulling back, so that way you feel kind of confident with your call credit spread, because now it's Tuesday, which means you're going to have to ride for 3 or 4 days. So you don't want it to pull back one day and then grab enough strength and run back at your strike, right? So you want to make sure that you're picking a strike you're very confident with. If we look on the call credit spread side and we went with like 78% probability, or let's go with a plus 3.4. So if we added 3.4 to this, actually the current price is 120. So if we added 3.4, that we'd be at 123 and some change, or 124. We'd want to go up in this area, 123 or 124. Turn on the vertical. 123 is paying $14. 124.25 is paying $9. That's on the call credit spread side. And the market is closed right now. So once the market opens, you may be able to see some different stuff there. There was one more thing. Oh, I need to go back, and I got all the way off my list. Got excited about our credit spreads. Earnings, Eli Lilly this morning, Spotify had earnings, Toyota. Might want to look at some of those to see if there's some opportunity when the market opens. After market closes, we got Snap, Enphase, Ford, Chipotle, Elf, Amgen, Gilead. Tomorrow morning, we've got Alibaba, Uber, CVS, Roblox. Roblox, which we talked about all the time. I ain't heard much about it. Hilton and Yum Brands are there. That's for tomorrow morning. Okay, that's for tomorrow morning. Let's look at what Adam had to say about numbers. After a 130-point rally, SPX is doing what it always does. It's basing. 49.45 is key pivot. 49.45 is the key pivot as posted, and it's been a 24-hour magnet after hitting the 49.57 target yesterday. 49.27 to 49.70 is extreme chop. Between 27 and 70 is the chop zone. That's where you can get chopped and screwed. That ain't what you want to get, right? Plan 49.34, it has held, is support. If it reclaims, we could reclaim 49.45, we can start up to 49.50, 57, and 49.70. Okay? If 49.34 fails, then we retest the 49.27, and there's sell targets below that. Okay? XSP, if you're trading that, 497 is the call or the top side, and 492 is the bottom side if you're trading XSP. Okay. These are some trade ideas that I put on this past weekend that I didn't put on. I released this information this past weekend. You may want to check and see if some of these things catch your fancy. See if you're interested in something on this list. I just looked at TSM and USO. I thought, no, it's not on this. Somebody brought up USO on our call Sunday night, and that's why I talked about USO. Palantir is on this list. It was, I thought, on this list. I don't see it now. Maybe I took it off because it had earnings, which is what I should do, is take it off because it had earnings. Someone did MRO yesterday and had ran into some issues. But if there's something on here you're interested in, we can look at it. But this is some possibilities for this week. Alrighty. The small account challenge is on. We got the green light. We got the green light. We are doing it already. If you still want to join up, you still can. We still got room for you. And it's not too late. You can still see the videos that we've been using, and you can see the kickoff video, right? And you can jump right in and get started. If you want to jump in on the small account challenge, you can very well do that by going to educatortotrader.com and signing up. It's the first icon at the top. Alrighty. Remember, we are going left this year. So I'm picking a strategy and we're leaning in on one strategy, 1 to 2 strategies. Spreads, if you want, 2 strategies can be credit spreads and debit spreads. That can be your 2 strategies, right? So you use credit spreads when you don't think the price is going to move, and you use debit spreads when you have a strong feeling that the price is going to make a move, or when it's already making a move and you want to capitalize. You can just do spreads, and those can be your 2 strategies. If you want to be a buyer and a seller, that takes a different mindset to be a buyer and a seller, but you can do it. Y'all got powerful brains, right? There's a lot that goes with buying. We've talked about that before, but I'm not trying to manage anybody's mind. Okay, make sure that you get education. I told you there's debit spreads and credit spreads at Educator to Trader, right? What are they called? Vertical debit spreads. Training at educatortotrader.com. Okay. Focus on fundamentals, charting, and such. And then we're going to trade with a plan. The membership is open, as we always talk about. Let me go find us the market, because we're getting ready to open up. We bring us back to the stage. Put us on like the 2-minute chart. See what kind of pop we get. Some people trade the open. Generally, buyers trade the open. Sellers, we don't jump into the fray in the open because there is no reason for a seller to be trying to jump in at 9:30 unless you're gonna jump in, pull your money off real quick and close it right back up. Short trades, if you're gonna come in as a seller, you need to open and close. As a seller, you might as well wait. The bell just rang. Ding, 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 ding. Looks like we're opening at 49.51. Just a little bit above the close from yesterday. Yesterday's close was 49.42. Now we're at 49.51. That's what happened there. We opened up. Let's see what Palantir doing. Right off rip. Red candle. The sellers. Oh, we getting $20 after we bought it for 16. Yes. They jump right in. Now there's a support here that may hit that support and go on back up some more. What is USO doing at the open? Right in the gap. Coming back off that 68. Fine with me. 68 is at 68.59. It's still about the same place now. Right? Let's see what Lily's doing at the open. Same, same, same. It's coming on back down a little bit because people selling. They jumped up $40, $50. People like, yep, I'll take my money, please. I'll just take my money, please. Thank you. Thank you very much, market. MACD is showing some strength as it's going down as well. And now the RSI is showing it oversold. MACD showing it oversold. Do we have any other stocks we were looking at today? I think I wanted to look at XLE. What did XLE do? I didn't even, I like trading my little XLs. I see a downward trend going. So XLE on a call credit spread. Let's see what it's looking like on the chart. Call credit spread 84.5. Chart shows 85 as resistance. Oh, there's one right here though. This can actually be turned into a solid line. Cancel. This can become solid. 84.12. So 85 on the call credit spread on XLE. If 85 is a 78% probability out of the money, let's see what kind of money is at 85. 85. It's a 50-cent spread again. Remember, I told you all that about $30 or $40 is the cutoff for 50-cent spread. Notice XLE is an $80 stock, and it's still got 50-cent spreads. So, that's not always everything. 85, 85.5 is a 50-cent spread, and it's paying $9. Collect $9, leverage $41. That's an 18% return on your investment before fees. Before fees. I think we talked about XLK, but that's a 2.5. But XLK still going on about their way. I don't think I have XLK on the list for today, on the list for this week. This is a daily chart. Yep. Make it a trend line. We can start us here. The trend has got us going up on here. And this is XLK I'm looking at. There's actually a gap in here that was filled. It's coming into resistance right here. Mm-mm-mm. Let's go back and see what's SPX doing in our first 5 minutes. I wish when I did the chart, it just automatically went back to the same format it was in when I left it, but it doesn't do that. Okay, so it opened above the gap, but now it's coming into the gap. So, some people would potentially trade the call credit spread of this. I'm going to move these big, thick lines here soon, but a call credit spread above here, thinking it will go on back down to at least try to fill the gap. Maybe it'll go all the way. This is a buyer's gap, so there's buyers in here. So the price can't come down and do exactly what it's doing right now, which is turn around because there's buyers here. Hey, Anand. Good morning. I appreciate it when y'all come in and say good morning. I do know there's a lot more people on the call than what I've seen good morning from, but I really appreciate it because I can't talk to y'all. So I would always appreciate it if when you do join us, you say, hey, Miss Arlissa. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Like the video, put your little thumbs up saying I like it. That way YouTube shows us to more people. If you want a good morning, James. If you want to say thanks, Arlissa, in a monetary way, you can always send a super chat. It's trying to still fill the gap, looks like. We'll see what happens when it hits this support and hits the bottom. This is why you don't jump in on the first candle. Notice it looked like it was going to be green and we gapped up, we get ready to move, and it gapped up and turned right on back. You just don't know. You give it time. As a buyer, you give it time. As a seller, you give it time. Not just as a buyer, as a seller, you give it time. Because you want to make sure it's going, we stated DK, and 6.5 hours is a long time to ride with SPX if you're not sure, if your trade is looking kind of scary. 6 hours, 6.5 hours is a long time. I've done it and I know how emotionally draining it is to ride with an SPX trade all day, hoping it don't run up and run past your strike. And yeah, it is not comfortable. Alrighty. I don't think we had anything else we were looking at just yet, so let me go on back. Let's do our trader's declaration so I can start moving towards my other job, which is teaching these pre-calculus kids who have a test on Thursday. We have a test Thursday, so today is our review day to get ready for their test. Get ready. They got to get ready. Well, hopefully they've been getting ready. I gave them the practice exam last week. E2T Trader's Declaration. I declare I'm a great trader. I declare I'm a successful trader. I declare I'm a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My accounts grow more and more each week. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I always make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolios. I declare I'm a level-headed trader who does not trade my emotions. Lord, it is you who gives us the power to get wealth. You teach our hands to war with the purpose of establishing your kingdom. Help us today to trade wisely and strategically in order to fulfill this purpose. Give us more than enough so we can have what we need and enough to be a blessing to others. In Jesus' name, amen. Alrighty. It's been good hanging out with you all. For those who are in the small account challenge, we are talking in that Telegram group. So if you're there and you need some assistance or whatever, you need to just speak up. If things are going well for you, speak up. All right? So that way we can communicate over in there. For my E2T community, we going work our trades as well. Alrighty, we're doing that too. My SPX playbook people, we're communicating in that Telegram as well. So we got resources for all the people and all the things. If you need something, please don't let yourself keep you from getting what you need. Okay, definitely. We're here to teach and to learn. So there's no bad questions. There's no dumb questions. There's none of that. All right, we're here to help. Alrighty, I'm going to bid y'all a fond farewell. And remember, we do two things every single day, and that is stay green and get this money. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I will talk to you all in the market. Bye, everyone. Goodbye, everyone.